Mm. 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 Okay. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. Today we will be playing Our Life, Beginnings and Always. For the longest time, I've been saying beginning and always, but it's beginnings and always. So, this is a visual novel, life simulator. I'll read y'all the description real quick, but I've been waiting to play this game for about 4 years. I'm looking at when I joined the Patreon Discord for G Patch, JB Patch Games, and that was 2020 in what January, February, March, April, May, June. June. It was summertime. So June 2020, I joined the server. So that's about the time I found this game and been waiting to play it. So finally, since I've got time to stream the game, I've thought that we might as well play the game now. So let me read y'all what this game is about exactly before we get started. So it says about this game. A nostalgic visual novel where you design your own character and grow from childhood to adulthood with a lonely boy next door. Create an experience that's all your own in this near fully customizable, choice-heavy story. Our life, beginners and always, is a feel-good simulation as well as a feel-better one, where painful emotions such as sadness, anger, stress, and worry can all be expressed, then met with reassurance, understanding, and support. It's a wholesome experience that faces large stepping stones of life while having a focus on familiar everyday moments, with notable amounts of customization for even tiny details. You can enjoy pleasures as simple as having a preferred type of drink, and a neighbor who cares enough to remember what it is. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so features. So these are the features of the game. Features. 4 different periods of life to experience. So we have childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, and fully grown. Name, appearance, personality, and pronoun. We can do he, she, or they. Customization for your character. Change your character's details however you like as you grow, including transition into new pronouns. Shape your personality, feelings, and preferences, then see them reflected in the story as characters remember who you are. We have one love interest, Cove Holden, whose personality, interests, and appearance will develop in a custom way over the years based on his experience with you. And that was one of the things that I was so uh, initially drawn to when I heard about this game. And I'm like, wow, you get to, you know, the Cove that you experience changes based on the choice that you make. You get to, you know, there's so many different ways you can play this game with that feature, which I really liked. Decide for yourself how quickly or slowly the relationship with Cove develops by setting a unique dynamic from love at first sight to last minute confessions to always being friends and more. A welcoming sentimental story that can easily be enjoyed over and over using new main character qualities or different connection types with Cove. Cove. Is it Cove or Cove? It's Cove, right? I believe it's Cove. Font style and size customization. Hit the A key to open a screen that has 127,000 words and a total of 16 to 24 hours of content. Howdy, Gabriella. Welcome in. Oh, that's nice. If you don't mind me asking, what you cooking? Story. So this is the story that we are coming into. So Jamie Last, changeable name, has spent the last couple of weeks on a summertime high. At 8 years old, nothing is better than what feels like endless days of schoolless adventures, especially when you live walking distance from the beach. While coming home under a scorching sunset on one fine evening, Jamie is approached by a stranger. The man is looking for a kid who can do him a favor and is even offering to pay for it. He wants Jamie to please be friends with his only child. The person is Mr. Holden, Jamie's new neighbor, as well as the father of an odd and oddly named boy, Cove. Whether Jamie wants to play along or not, Cove isn't going anywhere. He's present in Jamie's life for longer than they ever would have guessed. And then the long days of vacation finally come to an end. Summer may not be able to last forever, but Jamie can take comfort in knowing that it will all come back again someday. Yeah, so that is the story of our life. Oh, some steaks. Okay. So, let's get start. let's get started with a new file. Okay, our life tutorial time. Welcome to our life beginnings and always. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. The tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into time periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And step 4, adulthood. Yeah, I also forgot to mention is that we have 6 DLC. I have the voice name expansion, the Cove wedding story, the step 1 expansion, step 2 expansion, step 3 expansion, and Derek's story. I think I think 1, 2, 3 was already free, if I recall correctly. Let me see. No, all the expansions were cost. They had a cost to it, but I got all the expansions. And I have the wedding story and I have Derek's story, but I don't have Baxter's story. But I've seen on Twitter people love Baxter. I gotta see who Baxter is because these people are in love with Baxter. There's a moment when I see Baxter fan art all the time. So I need to get Baxter's story, so we can do Baxter's story as well. But we got Derek's story, so we can do some other non-Cove stories eventually down the road. Um, and we can even get married. So yeah. But I'm curious to see who Baxter is because people would love Baxter on Twitter. Okay. Our life is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You can move to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer's ending. I think that I want to do all of the moments. I don't know. When I played the demo, some of the moments are locked, so I had to just skip to the next time. But I don't know if I want to play all the moments or do I want to go through all the moments and then do the summer and then end summer. I think we might go through all the moments we can do and then decide to end summer. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Yeah, which we have the DLCs for that. Some are out now, and other DLCs will release later on. Step 4 is an epilogue that doesn't include any moments. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the characters you play as. You determine everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationships with major characters, and so on. Okay, yeah, Baxter. I saw Baxter, and he looked like he's one of those. He seemed like that type of guy. He seemed like I thought he was either a bad boy or he was like a rich kid that was kind of. He seemed a little snobby at first, but he has a good heart. So I thought he was a rich kid at first, or a bad boy. One of those two. He looked like either or. So um, okay, I'm excited to see who he is. I don't know much about him. You decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can be altered once set. Much of this MC's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options become available on the screen. As mentioned, one of the decisions you get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in a name you like, or you can pick a preset name. Preset options are called voice names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You can hear him say your name as you play through the story. Only the default name, Jamie, is included in a base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion DLC. The full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll that you can decorate to get an idea of what your MC looks like with the different traits put together. Not all the things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our life is a first person perspective, has a first person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to the other character sprites. You only see the MC as a decorative doll and in special cut in CG images. The cut in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. Okay, let's see if we can let's make that a challenge. Let's see if we can get all of the CGs on our first playthrough. I want to make that a challenge. There's also a second type of special MC based screen, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get the DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cup Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fawn, crush, and love. Love is only available starting on step 3, and if you are fawn or crush in step 2. Comfort determines how you generally think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relax, and direct. Your level of comfort, your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You can pick your interest comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between 3 levels as you please. Your interest levels can only stay the same or increase. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond of step 1, this interest will not be available on the screen in step 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. I know, right? Like, they really put a lot of work into this to make it fleshed out and to make sure that you get really in depth and unique experience every time you play this game. That's what I really liked about this. And I can't wait for the new one to come out too. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with each other and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in lighthearted or confident ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic and suggestive if you add crush or love. To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level and a bonus minute tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to give or accept romantic gestures, etc. If you decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Oh, I mean, I would never do that. I would never break up with Cove. He is too sweet to do that. But that would have been nice if I could have a run through where I break up with him and we just stay friends after that. Interest comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who's impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and how he experiences shape who he becomes. In step 2 and step 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interest will vary based on what happened in the previous step. It's some of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing them. You can try to guess as you go along. Or if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of steps 2 and 3. I don't think I'll be using the Cove Creator option, at least in the beginning, because I kind of want to get the Cove that comes naturally from the options that I choose and just be surprised every time I play this game. I probably won't be using, especially this first run through that I'm doing. I ain't gonna use the Cove Creator option. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. When a choice does appear, usually you see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to specific points or effects, they're only there to give you a bit of insight on the tone or motion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Did that happen in the demo? That might have happened in the demo, I just don't remember. Okay, so they have color tone indicators. Blue tends to be casual, straightforward, yellow for emotive, reactive, and green less certain or uncommitted. Yeah, it seems like it. If I'm having a hard time, um, if I play this game, I probably will play this game multiple times on this channel. And if I just can't get different codes every time I played it, I might use the creator in later playthroughs, but not the first one. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like, otherwise switch between them freely. Oh wait, no, I do remember the color option. I do remember that. I do remember that from the demo. Always pick yellow, never pick yellow. Pursue romance right from the start, never romance the love interest. Be disagreeable or amiable, none of them will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again to try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. So here we go. We finally get to create a character. So, well, we gonna name this character Pascal Whitlock. And then we gonna see which face shape do I have. Let me look at myself. Let me look at myself to see which type of face I have. Um, I kind of have a. I'm kind of square a little bit. I'm looking at my live 2D model. I feel like I'm kind of square. Could also be pointed. Let's try that for right now. I have dark brown skin. Yeah, that's the darkest it is. Um, I have narrow eyes. Pointed. Lidded. Sloped. Um, Sharp. Let's do pointed. I feel like pointed is more like how my eyes are. I have gold eyes. Wow, a lot of different eye colors. Okay, gold. Um, let's see the hair that we got. We got curl one. Okay. This is just the front. Got two-tone color too. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 I don't have a side part, but those are the type of curls that I got on the front of my head. Let's see if they got some that's in the front. Small curls. Ooh, I like it. I like they got so many options. That's so nice. They got a lot of options. A lot of diverse hairstyles for people who got all different types of hair, which is real nice. Okay, so I'm gonna choose this one, and let's see. That's kind of long. I got long hair though. Yeah, my hair's like shoulder length. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that one. Our hair is cream white colored. So, oops, what's this white? My hair ain't that pale. We'll do this, that yellow color. Okay. Um, let me see. Let me see his eyes again. Rectangle. Did I look at all the? I ain't look at all the eyes already. Or did I? I'm gonna choose rectangle. I think I like rectangle better. I think that fits how I look. Okay. Next page. Birthmarks. I don't think I have any birthmarks. Hand size. Um, Slender. Glasses. Okay. We'll skip this page since I don't have any birthmarks or scars or things like that. Wow, you get to choose where they are on your leg and chest and arm and things like that? Okay. Clothing type. So what type of clothes would I wear as a child? Um, as a small child. Probably this. Um, accessory types. Probably that. Probably this. Um, this is the last page. Okay. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Pascal ain't on this. Well, let's see if they have Pascal. Nope, they don't have Pascal on here. I thought so. It would have been nice though. um. Okay, I think we done. Right? Okay. Sadly, yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Okay, so you got an option right off the bat. You didn't really get why they'd always say hi. They saw you every day, but you know how to back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Okay, so as a small child, my parents say that I was very outgoing. I was very bubbly, very outgoing, would always hi and be very, you know, I love to touch and hug people and stuff like that. So I'd be pretty open to say hi to everyone. So we'll do that. You enjoy learning all about where they were visiting from and hope to visit those places one day too. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that the people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms call it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't been exactly listening at the time. You think it only you think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but the other types of people that can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. Um, if I'm going with the optimistic, bubbly kid that loves everyone and thinks everyone is good-hearted, I'm not gonna make myself have a negative thought on the forefront of my mind. So I'm gonna choose between these two. Would I would choose this one? They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other times people can help you even if you don't know them. You weren't so sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. We'll be interested. Let's see what's going on. You slowed down, your eyes remained fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Oh, he's saying that. Okay. You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you fold your arms instead. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. We'll smile. The man gives a grin of his own back. Do you live around here? What's your name? You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. I live right there. My name's Pascal. You continue to say nothing. Um, hey, what's your name? Let's overshare. Great. Nice to meet you, Pascal. You gave him a broad smile, relief settling on his face. Uh-oh. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confusing before you looked back at him. Yeah, I like them too. They have different motivations you can choose, different feelings you can choose, not just, hi or not say hi, I like that. Well, can you do me a favor? None bad. Sorry, I should have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Cove, that seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. Um, to be honest, I didn't even know that Cove was the name of like a geological location. Like, what does Cove mean? Let me look it up. Cove is a small sheltered bay or coastal inlet. Yeah, I didn't even know it was like a beach type thing. So I'm pretty sure I'll say, yeah, that's a pretty cool name. I had no idea that it has anything to do with water. I wouldn't think it's strange, to be honest. You never met anyone with that name. We moved across the street. See? He gestured towards the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Pascal Whitlock, right? I met your moms earlier and they told me you were 8, just like him. You shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man. You kind of feel sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for their friendships? Um, I'm gonna choose between these two. Do I feel sorry knowing that this is not normal, or do I question whether this is normal or not? Do I kind of act naive? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put myself back into 8-year-old Pascal. How did I act? Hmm. Let's be naive. Had your moms done that for you and Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? You took the bill. You don't want the money. You ran away. Okay, so even though I was so receptive to a stranger, I know that don't take anything from strangers. If a stranger gives you candy, stranger gives you money, don't take it. So I'm running away. You spun around and made a break for it. Stranger danger! No thanks, old man. You don't offer any explanation. You just focus on getting in the way. Do I say this or do I yell stranger danger? Because this is exactly what I was thinking. Stranger danger! You turn on the spot and bolted down the street. ignoring its calls from behind you. Hey, come back! I'm sorry if I scared you. I didn't know how else to ask. Oh, Cove's dad. The soles of your shoes slapped against the concrete sidewalk as you ran, heat from the sun warm on your face. I feel sorry for him. But this is how I would act as a child. Poor dad, he just wants a friend for his child. Step 1. First sight. Eventually, a shouting faded into the distance. You let yourself slow down and try to catch your breath, wiping sweat from your forehead with the back of your hand. The chirping of crickets and tall, dry grass echoed around you, and you lifted your head to survey your surroundings. You run right into the hills behind your house's backyard. Let's see. From here, you could probably get back inside without seeing the guy again. There was a loose plank on the back fence, too small to fit through, but you could try waving to Lizzie for help. The fence was pretty high, but if you stood on your neighbor's shorter fence post first, you might be able to pull yourself over. You'd be able to hide here until he left, then you go through the front door. Hmm. Hmm. Let's try to wait. You could peek around the corner and make sure he was gone before making a break for it. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you weren't alone. So you glanced around. Look at him, cold with his mint green hair. There was a boy sitting at the top of the hill, almost completely hidden with long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead at himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed it yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. So sad. He's so sad. No deer didn't have. The first thing I would notice is this green hair. Green hair. But this new boy did. You watch as it fluttered softly around his face in the breeze. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. Hey, Space Cadet. Are you lost? Um, hi. That sounds like something I would say. Just hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling his fist at his side. Oh, look at him, he's crying. Don't cry. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He had been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You obviously caught him off guard. He was your age, but he didn't look familiar. Maybe he was the boy that weird new neighbor was talking about before you ran. The only way to actually know was to ask. Who are you? I've never seen you before. What's your name anyway? You waited for him to say something. Mm, if it was me today, I would wait for him to say something. But if I was eight, I don't even know how old these people are supposed to be right now. I think it's like 8, maybe. How old would I mean, what would I say at that age? Would I try to continue to ask some questions? What's your name anyway? Who are you? I've never seen you. Let's ask him for his name. He sniffed a little, rubbing his red cheeks before he answered. My name's Cove. You could see him hesitate, shifting his eyes to the side, and then back to you again. My dad and me, we moved here. Your guess was confirmed. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Yep, you can't own a hill. You shook your head. Um, you can't own a hill. Yep. I'm gonna choose between these two. Do I say something childish, like you can't own a hill, or do I just say no? Let's just say no. While doing so, you also picked at a strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers, too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Hmm. Why are you here? Why did your family move? Wait, did he introduce himself? Yeah, he did. Okay, he did introduce himself. I was not paying attention. Okay. Why did your family move? Why are you here? Let's ask why is he here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, thickening his dark lashes. My mommy, my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cub's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffed and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes at the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. You like it here. You just have to get used to it. Stop crying. Oh my gosh. I could never say something like that. You like it here. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. That's what I would say. I know he was cute. He was really cute. You missed the his CG. You missed the CG. I'll show it to at the end after this so you can see the CG. Yeah, he looks so cute. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cole wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms. It must be hard for it. But from the way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Okay, I have the voice two moms. Oh yeah, do I have that on the stream? I know some people's streams, they don't have the option for people to rewind. They only have the option for you to just watch live. So yeah, some streams on YouTube they just let you can't rewind until the stream's over. Pascal Cove. Okay, that's his name. Kids, where did you go? I don't know which mom is mom. I have to see which voice I want to give to which when I see them. Cub looked at you, tears still clanging to his cheeks. Don't tell him we're here. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Um, configuration. Let's turn the music down just a tad. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it kind of irritates me when people live stream on YouTube and they don't have the option to go back. Like I understand it's also helpful for people who don't realize that they're behind. Like they don't realize that they've rewound and they're behind, and you know, they don't fast forward to the present. But I like being able to rewind live, so I can, if I miss them, I can catch it right then instead of waiting until it's over and seeing approximately how long it's been since it's been streaming, so I can go and find that timestamp after the fact. So, yeah. I don't want to go back to the house. I want to go home. Okay, there's a lot of options to say. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It'll be okay. Um, I wanna. I wanna say. I don't want to say either of these two, right? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say any of these three. I don't want to say anything that talks about what he should do. But I have to respond to my parents, so I will say sorry. I have to. Stretching as you stood, you tilted your head back down to look at Cove. I hate lying to my moms about where we are, you know? And they're gonna tell him. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I still don't want to go. You call out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. Let's wait with him silently. They'll come and find us. Let's not pressure him to do anything. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cole's dad, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Okay. I'm gonna assume that this is mom. Let me see. Okay. This is mom, this is mommy. Pascal, you're here after all. Wait, I have to wait. I need to make two distinct voices. I'm not good at making distinct female voices. Okay. We had been at the park to check for Cove, and then heard what happened earlier when we met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. Okay. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everyone acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. We're okay, don't worry. Okay, so is this mommy? Should she just sad? I think she just sad. I think this is probably her. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug, pushing at his arms. You shrugged. Yes, I like him. Um, he's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. I don't think I ever said that. I think that's such a cliche thing for children to say. Like, we're gonna get married when we get older. I don't think I ever said that to someone when I was younger. Um, let's shrug. Mm-hmm. He's new here. He's new here. It was okay. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you. Thanks very much for finding him. I really didn't know this neighborhood. Good thing Pascal knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us, so say goodbye, Cove. Aw, look at his voice. Two of them walked off toward the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what. We'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Yeah, I think so too. I think I think I am as well. Since I was never really to be a person to have crushes And I've never dated anyone before and stuff like that. So I think I am too, to be honest. I even made up a crush because I thought I was supposed to have a crush. I remember one person. It was this girl named Nora Linda. This one named Nora Linda, and what grade were we in? We was in fourth grade. Fourth grade. I specifically designated her my crush, and I made myself like try to find a reason to have a crush on her so I could have someone I could say I have a crush on. But yeah. I remember also when I was in fifth grade, there was a new girl. I thought she was pretty. She was really pretty. And I said she's my crush in fifth grade. But then later on, I was like, I don't have a crush on her. I mean, she just looks pretty. That's all she is. You gave him letters and everything. I don't think I ever did anything romantic to my crushes. I think I just kept it silent to myself and whoever asks. Actually, no, I think I did invite. You confessed? You confessed to him? Oh my goodness gracious! How did that go? Oh, he rejected. You have that's nice. That's nice. That must have been a weight off your shoulders. Sure. Can I show him my stuff? Sounds like words. You nodded, ducking your head down. Um. Sure. Can I show him my stuff? Sounds like words. Let's say sure. Can I show him my stuff? Of course. I love that. She has a nice voice. Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sound of overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mama put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove in this step. It can change in later steps. Okay, so comfort. I'm relaxed. I mean, I'm not really nervous around him. Interest. Crush, fond, indifferent. I just met him. So let's say indifferent. Begin step one at relaxed indifference. You won't be able to change it again until step two. See, don't do fond, don't do indifferent. Let's do indifferent. Let's start from the very bottom. Early the next morning, you were poking at your food, eating it slowly. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Oh, okay, wait. Excited to see your new friend again, Pascal? Maybe we can become friends. Yeah. With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah. Haha, I don't know, am I? Your bowl's entirely empty, so you nodded. You had a list? Like a to-do list of things you had to do with your crush and you completed it? That's cute. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded. Um, with me, even though I haven't had any crushes, really, like the people I've said I had a crush on, but I don't really know if I had those crushes to be honest. And I'm not really looking to like I don't rush the relationships. Like I know a lot of people who can't wait to be in a relationship, and I'm like, y'all, it really isn't that serious to be honest. Um, but I kind of sometimes I do feel this is kind of hard. I don't know what I should say, but I do kind of feel like I want to have I want to have a partner. I kind of I like romance genres, as you can tell. Like I like playing ultimate games. I like reading stuff around romance, and I'm like, I wish I had that for myself too, but no one just strikes that for me. So it's like, you know, I'm not romance repulsed like some people are. I want that for myself, but I just don't have it. I'm pretty sure if someone asked me out, I would probably. I don't know what I would do. Really, to be honest, I would. I don't know if I would accept it if someone did. I don't know. Um, let's say, yeah. With all of the exasperation on an 8-year-old can muster, you looked at your empty cereal bowl, then at mom. Yeah, friends too. You know, it doesn't just have to be romantic. Okay. Um. Okay, attitude kid. We see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then on cue there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know, I know. Pascal, could you go get it? Because mom said so, you wandered over to the door. Hey, Whitlock family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your mom had called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright light in Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. Oh my gosh, why did I say that? With his dad standing in front of him and mama behind you and Cove looked at each other. You studied Cove apathetically. This is your parents' plan, not yours. Not seeming any more excited than you were, he just stared back. Do you want to go to your room and play, Pascal? Sure. Come on, it's upstairs. Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids. See you later, son. Play nice. I know, right? This is so nice. So nice. They compliment his hair nice, too. You led him to your room, puffing out his chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. My room in real life. I don't think I've ever been the type of person to decorate my room, to be honest. I know a lot of people love decorating the rooms. They have posters on their walls, they got figurines, and all types of stuff. The only decorating I've done to my room was paint it red because that was my favorite color. But that's it. I want to decorate my room though. My room's kind of barren and messy. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Me too. I drew that. Thank you. I don't. I would be like, I drew that. Yeah. Cool. Cool. You smile at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. You turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your shelf and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a little nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hope you liked your room. It would either be between this one and this one. I would either be self-conscious about my room, or I would feel like this is awkward. um, mm, let's say that. You put a lot of effort into making your room nice as it was. You hope he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes looked at the tiny box of beach things you collected tucked away by your door. I know his face. He's so cute. He's such a cutie. He took a step towards it before hesitating to point at it instead. What's that? Oh, all the stuff I found on the beach. Do you have any driftwood there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cole flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured at a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. Neat. This is a good collection. You got a sense. You got the sense. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice or to be like shallow. He actually meant it. Okay, so I don't know if you know any other games by GB Patch Games, but they've also made a dating simulator called XOXO Droplets. And XOXO Droplets um is a yeah, so like I said, it's a dating simulator. And they have, let me see, one, two, three, four, five. Let me see. Nate, Everett, Pran, Bay, Shadow. I think they have five love interests. I think so. And Shiloh's one of the love interests from that game. So if you played that game before, I haven't played it, but I watched someone else play the entire thing through. Someone else who I like watching play Ultimate games, I watched her play the entire game. And Shiloh is one of the characters. And basically the theme of that game is so the girl, the main character, she goes to this uh, support group for students who are kind of antisocial in a certain type of way. Either they are mean or can't make friends. Oh, Jeremy, he's also Jeremy. Six people. Who can't make friends or they boss it. You know, they just have. They ain't the most agreeable people, right? So Shiloh looks like he shouldn't be in that group, but once you get to know him, he's kind of you understand why he's in that group. But yeah, I thought it was a fun concept. Dating six characters who are not the nicest people, and you yourself ain't the nicest person yourself, or ain't the best person yourself. It's sweet. It was sweet and funny. It was a fun game. But yeah, some of those characters show up in this game and also in the game that they're making after this. So that was a nice Easter egg. Oh right, I almost forgot. Shiloh's gonna be here today. Shiloh? Liz's friend. Or like a number one fan, I guess. Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Liz's friend, not mine, but you know. Come on, check out my seashell some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that washed ashore, and you pull out seashell after seashell. I can't say that. You pull out seashell after seashell, explaining what you got in each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones. Oops. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you had even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Your voice faltered a bit, but you kept going as best as you could. Um, I I would probably be the type of person that would have, if I was the one to collect seashells from the beach, which I wasn't, but if I was, I would definitely be the type of person to get really involved and learn all about sea creatures and stuff like that. I'd probably be this person to know their scientific names and stuff. He had a whole picture book dedicated to different shells and sea life. You learned a lot about flipping through his pages. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus, even if it was only directed at shells. I'm trying to remember who's which. Wait. Okay. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mama wasn't. given you much of a chance to hang around. Hope hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because you found each other by accident, and a parent didn't make it happen. Mr. Horton must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would have been a bad idea. Before you knew it, you both been escorted downstairs and deposited into the living room ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you had sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Great. Okay, but be careful. You should have asked. Okay. I don't know. I'm not a mean person. This kind of sounds mean to me. Um I would say, okay, well be careful. I will. You weren't sure if you could trust someone else with your treasures yet, so you stayed next to him while he opened the lid and peered inside. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like you hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this is the best of them. I think this one's the best of them. Look at his little teeth. His teeth. That's my favorite too. I like a different one the best. I can show it to you. You can take it. Um. Yeah, you could have it. Cole looked at you in surprise, his eyes going wide. Really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? Uh-huh. But I don't want to take it from you. It's okay. You got the impression that he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. You insisted, you let it go. I let it go. Okay. You don't want to pressure Cove too much. You were supposed to make him happy, not nervous. Plus, Cole was your neighbor now. Maybe you could give it to him another time. The two of you the two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cole feel better. It was already it was already privy it was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. He'll be alright. He's here. He's here. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked on the back of the house. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards it. He really don't want to be anyone. Scrambling to think of think, scrambling to think of saying something. Trying to scrambling to think of something to say. You step forward, then pause. Do you want to break your other arm? Shallow's the least scary person alive. Chill, Shallow's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea, let's go. Um, to be honest, I would probably say, you wanna break your other arm? I would say that. Ema don't jump out of any of the windows here, and it's my house. The distance from the first floor of the living room window wasn't far, but you could tell it made Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. I... The wind had clearly released from his sails. I don't want to break any more bones. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. You tease him. You comfort him. You encourage him. Comfort and encourage. Comfort or encourage. Comfort or encourage. Let's comfort. Comfort. It's okay to be worried. Nobody warned you this was gonna happen. Thanks. Shallow poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he had heard what you've been saying or not, but you guessed that he had. Oh, look at Shallows! Look at him! He's so cute! He's so cute. Look at all his freckles. He's super freckled. His face and his neck and his arms and the blue outfit all over. He's so cute. Hi, Pascal. And hi, Cove. I mean, you might not be the best person, Shiloh, but I still love you. I still do. Cove shot you with an easy glance. Hi. I'm Shiloh. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a you have a lot of freckles. Ah, right. I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells. Awesome. Can I do it too? You're so cute. Cole shrugged and looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach findings some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else. Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right? Yeah, Cole definitely doesn't like it. I think he could already tell that Shiloh's, uh, you know, is not as innocent as he might portray himself to be. I think he can sense people's auras. It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap on his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. Cove is just not having him at all. Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? This is so awkward. I can't read it. This is so funny. Oh my gosh. Maybe green or blue. Maybe yellow. Oh, those are pretty cool. Go, I could I like those colors too. They're better colors. Not sure how to deal with this little awkward silence. You look back at yourselves. I like red better, so let's say they're better colors than those. Says you. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? Don't know. Oh, where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped around beside him in excitement. Really? You do too, right, Pascal? The park is fun. Excuse me. I love it. The park is pretty great. No. I can't wait to do a run of these green options, or I'm like, no. Okay. I can't wait to do a run of that. These options seem so funny. But let's be nice like I've been doing beforehand. Um, um, um. Let's see. I know, like just saying no, that's great, but let's not do that. Park is pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's right at the beach, so there's lots of fun stuff to do and lots of sand. And that's a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it'd be cool. So, are we gonna find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Charlotte finally turned to you. Okay. He parked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from both your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your mom that it was so short, she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Pascal! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped to the ground, landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had already abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cole was here. You weren't sure if this was an improvement. Oh my gosh. Who's that? It's Cove. He's new. I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes here to play, so this is where we get together. She gestured wildly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. She's so cute with a little ponytail and a sunflower dress. She's so cute. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wiggle your toes to the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes with the ideas. She's like the queen bee, though. You are? Uh-huh. I am. Who else can handle the job? She's such a, she's such a, older sister who's like, what, 10, 11 years old? Like, who's about to reach puberty and she thinks she's so, you know, she thinks she's like grown up. Uh-huh. Yeah, I am. Who else can handle the job? Lacey's the oldest. By a lot. By a lot. My mom said you were Pascal's age. Oh my gosh. Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. Girl. What about the other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Charlotte was just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth. Oh, Cole, don't listen to her. She's just trying to pull your leg. For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back to Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms or dads or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have any kids. They hate kids. Why? Why? We haven't done anything. Only some of them don't like kids. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Yeah, they pretty bad. Stop saying stuff like that. Don't make him cry. You interjected quickly, hoping Cole won't start crying again. He sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't even seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Charlotte was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and Pascal at school. You'll see tons of kids there once the summer's over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Charlotte looked down at the dirt. You had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. Oh, Charlotte. I like summer vacation a lot too. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Charlotte's discomfort at how weirdly she thought Cove was, as something else entirely you didn't know, but she laughed, her face scrunching up. Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, pull up your feet, and get used to it. Is it right? For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way the sun and lunch and the beach were. That first summer, you hadn't really been interested in him one way or another. He was just some kind of fact of life, someone you met because he was there. Of course, that was only just the start of things. Okay, so yeah, we got 5 moments that already came, and we got 5 DLC moments. I think the ones I've already seen before are the fireflies. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of these, to be honest. I've seen all of these before. And I think I've seen like the barbecue and the sleepover and the runaway and the library. I might have seen all of these actually already, but I don't remember them. So I'm gonna play all of them again. I might remember stuff as we play them, but I don't remember much just off the bat. So we might as well just start from left to right. Let's go shopping. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? The familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail that you've been watching itch. No, you've been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cole to be friends with himself. Cole's dad seemed to feel you gay somehow, or maybe you made a noise because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You gotta learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, then jogged over to join the two. Good to see you again. What excitement are you up to, Pascal? Taking a walk? I found a pretty cool snail across the road. There are lots of snails around here. Mr. Holden grinned at you kindly. After finishing answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention turned to return to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? You shrugged. Cove was in the process of making a similar motion. You didn't have anything else to do. You hadn't been to the stores in a few days, but it was something new to look at. Maybe. Is that okay? I was gonna go by myself, but I guess it is. You don't have to. Great. I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Hold on a moment. My father just called me. Okay, I'm back. Also, I just found out that my cousin is in the living room watching a movie with my siblings. Okay. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd, since your moms had only ever seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. He leaned in to pass a crisp tin to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Sure. That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair as he was straightening back up. The bill in his hand was still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care. Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. He followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might be bringing. Aw, Cole's dad is kind of cute. He's such a nice dad. Cole strayed towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining, and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the smell of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little, and you slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for snails? Are you looking for shells? What is it? You didn't feel the need to ask why. Being the shell collector that I am, I feel like it would be natural for me to say, are you looking for shells? Cove started a little at the sound of your voice and mumbled, sort of. If you see any, you can let me know. You could manage that. You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully so you didn't step on any. You were good at finding shells. You had a lot of them at home, and always found new ones whenever you visited the beach. The confident sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times. Although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. You didn't either. What did you want to go to the shops for? What do you usually do at the beach? I would probably ask this question. What did you want to go to the shops for? I need a new sand pail. Yeah? What happened to your old one? Cove narrowed his eyes, seeming to think deeply for a second. It disappeared. What? Really? Cove ducked his head down, lacing his fingers behind his neck. It didn't seem like he was going to continue, so you nudged his arm. How did that happen? Well... Cove opened his mouth again, then shut it again, considering. I took it to the beach one day. Uh-huh. When I got home, it wasn't anywhere. You left it there? Nope. It wasn't at the beach when I got back. Then you lost it. It disappeared. What about you? What do you do out here? I don't come to the beach a lot. I like swimming. I like looking at the fish. I like building sandcastles. I like to build sandcastles. I like to swim. I'm looking at fish. I'll say I like to build sandcastles. Last summer, Lizzie and I built one that was as tall as me, and sometimes they have sandcastle building competitions down by the boardwalk. Cool. I bet you could win. You smile at Cove. Maybe the two of you could build one together someday. Aw, cute. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just the waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day. The call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get your attention. You sniffed the air as you walked past the cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents too. Now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. I wanted me a donut today. I went out with my sister and my other sibling, and we stopped at 7-Eleven, and I was supposed to get a donut, hot donut, but they ran out. I'm so upset. I want something sweet. I wanted to get a chocolate bar from the gas station, but it was $3. That's too much. Let's see. It was nice. Energy surrounding the area seemed to fill you, and there was a bounce in your step as you began looking at all the familiar sights. There were so many things to do, you didn't know where to begin. You looked at Cove, hoping he was just as excited as you were. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his aquamarine eyes that you couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near the few tables with large, colorful umbrellas slewing from their middles. You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew that there must be something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. Oh no, see. Feast your eyes. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. And in the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. There was a table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read The Amazing Alexander in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name when it was already on the sign? I love the narration for this game. They really capture how a child thinks, to be honest. Like, this is something a child would think. You know? It's so cute. I love it so much. Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. Maybe we could stay and watch? Cove glanced back at the man. He then briefly lifted his arms up off his sides before returning them to place. You grinned, waving for him to follow you as you raced back to the stand in the crowd. With that, it began. The magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was a 4 of diamonds. Watch closely. You did, squeezing through a few of idle onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared. Whoa! Cove is not interested. He is so not interested. The amazing Alexander, who just earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's this behind your ear? Nothing. Tell me! You back away. I would have wanted to say nothing. It was true. You didn't keep anything there. I just love these. I love the characterization. I just love, like, this one. It was true. You didn't keep anything there. It's so cute and innocent. I love it. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer, and you wrinkled your nose in confusion as you watched him. You felt a tug, and then he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. What? You knew that it could have really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he had done it. There was light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. And the magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one for your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant. Wow. Now you are really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card. Any card. My uncle does this every time he visits. Not the balloons, the stuff with the cards. Cole spoke plainly while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Maybe it wasn't so special. Cole was just ruining the fun. At least you had a fun time. You wondered if Cole's whole family was magic. This is hard. I'm not gonna choose this one. I'm gonna choose either one of these 3. One of these 3. At least you had a fun time. You saw a magic trick and you got a great balloon. That was more than enough to make it a worthwhile event. You thought if you could find a card to practice with, maybe you could make it disappear too. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. You picked up a kaleidoscope. You picked up a Rubik's Cube. You picked up a magic 8 ball. You walked past the toys. Um, let's get a kaleidoscope. Oh, these are cool. You shifted your balloon string to the other hand so you could bring the mysterious tunnel to your eye. A whole palette of colors appeared right in front of you, spit into all kinds of different shapes as you twisted the end of the tube. Cove picked up one and looked through, twisting the tube at the end. After a second, he sent it back on the rack, moving to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning, careful of his own flowing dolphin, and you joined him. Did you have places like this in your old town? Are you having fun? I don't really like it here. You said nothing. Let's ask him about his old town. Cole blinked at you for a moment, and you wondered if you shouldn't have asked. You know how much you missed that place. Not really. You nodded in understanding, looking over at the stalls nearby. Oh, look at them, they're so cute! While Cove looked at the sand pails, you were drawn to a table with colorful keychains laid out on it. They were sewn in the shape of sea creatures, and there was a plaque that read handmade, standing proudly in front. There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, a turtle. You picked up the dog. Let's see. We got a dolphin. We both got dolphins, right? Yeah. Should I get a dolphin to match the balloon, or should I get a crab because the crab is cute? The turtle's kind of cute too, to be honest. I like red. I already have a dolphin, so let's pick up a crab. Your hand stopped on the crab, claws raised and a tiny smile on its face. It had big eyes and little legs, and its fabric was smooth when you picked it up. You had seen a few crabs on the beach before, but they usually scuttled away before you got a chance to look at them closely. You liked the idea of having a crab all of your own. Even if it was just a soft animal, you were instantly enamored. Checking the price though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. You really had more than a $5 bill to your name. Is that what you want? Huh? Oh. It's $6. I didn't bring any money. It's fine. Really? Really? Are you sure? Hooray! You don't have to. I want you to get it for me. Are you sure? Cove took a keychain from your hands, and that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself, too. My dad told me to. You smiled, pleased to have things work out. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you, too. You had to remember to thank him next time you saw him. After Cove paid, the two of you step out of the store side by side, your balloon dolphins knocking together and smiling around in the air. Aw, that's cute. That's a cute scene. You watch Cove hold up his new pail to his face, examine it thoroughly. Hey, Cove. Yeah? Your dad gives out a lot of money, huh? I really like this keychain. Never mind. I kind of want to say this, but if I say that, he will probably wonder why, and I would probably have to explain that your dad tried to pay. Your dad tried to pay me to be your friend. I think I remember. I think I played the beginning of step 2, and I think I remember you can reveal the secret. Later on, you can say that your dad tried to pay me to be your friend if you don't tell him. in step 1. Do I want to reveal the secret? I don't know if this will reveal the secret right now, but that could be close to revealing the secret. Never mind. Okay. Cove looked further down the street, where different food carts were lined up. He resisted his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did Joe's, let out a light growl. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all this wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch. I'm ready for some dinner. Like, actually, in real life, I want to eat. Let's get some food. Yeah. The two of you wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Everything looked delicious, and as the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Oh, I would never do that in real life, to be honest. Pretzels would probably be the last thing that I get. Actually, no. Would they be the last? It's not that I don't like pretzels, but I like hot dogs, pizza, ice cream a lot more than pretzels. And I don't know. Would I choose snow cones over pretzels? I probably might choose pretzels over snow cones. Snow cones are kind of, they're okay. They're okay. Yeah, I would not reveal the secret right now. At this stage in life right now, he's so vulnerable right now. His parents got divorced. He moved to a new city and things like that. Not right now. It's too much. I can't imagine how he would be if he found out about that. But I don't know. I might say something in the next step. Let's see. We'll see how things turn out. Cove got something sweet and cinnamony, and you... Cinnamon pretzels sound good though. I love cinnamon rolls. That sounds real good. I would try maybe the same one. I haven't had a cinnamon pretzel. So I would be either tempted to get plain, because I'm used to that. One with cheese, because I used to like dipping cheese in my pretzels. Oh, I might get the same one. That sounds good. A cinnamon pretzel? I like that. I want to try that actually, a cinnamon pretzel. Actually, I think I might have had, I think this is pretzel place in the United States called Annie's. Let me see. I think it's called Auntie Annie's. Yeah. Auntie Annie's is a pretzel place in the US. I think they had some cinnamon pretzels that were real good before. I think that was the first time and only time I tried them. Yeah, let me get some cinnamon pretzels. That sounds real nice. You licked your lips hungrily as the vendor handed you a pretzel over, ready to take a big bite. Your mom didn't like you to eat too much sugar, but this is a special occasion. Oh, if I was being true, actually, I don't know how old I'm supposed to be right now, but there was a phase I had. I mean, I'm probably older than this. I'm probably not in like first grade or something like that. But yeah, when I was in first grade, was it first grade or was it kindergarten? One of those two. I had a phobia of sugar. I had learned one time. Yeah, we were having a lesson, and I think it was like kindergarten or first grade, one of those two. My teachers was teaching us how to, was telling us that if you eat too much sugar, bacteria, she called the sugar bugs, that's what she called it. She called the sugar bugs, they'll come and eat at your teeth. And she wanted to warn us to not eat too much sugar, remember to brush our teeth and stuff like that. But all I stuck on to was sugar bugs, eat your teeth if you eat sugar. And that was enough to create a phobia from that day. I would not eat anything I knew had sugar in it. And once I figured out that things had nutrition facts, I looked on the back and saw that sugar was on the nutrition facts. I would not eat those things that you wouldn't even think had sugar in it, like Doritos and stuff like that. That's why my parents had to cover up the nutrition facts, because if I saw that everything got sugar in it, I would not eat. So my parents were like, if you just brush your teeth, you won't. Nothing bad will happen. They even took me back to my teacher to try to get her to teach me that, hey, it's okay to eat sugar from time to time. Just brush your teeth. I was still scared until one day I went to a camp and we were learning how to share. We were trying to learn how to share with other people, and we had both been given candy, and we were encouraged to share candy with other people. And there was a red starburst, and I love the red starburst. And I just broke. It was like 8 months, I think, or I don't know if it was 8 months, but it was several months. I had gone without eating sugar, as far as I knew. And at that camp, I finally broke by eating a piece of Starburst. Yeah, but that was a time in my life. The little cup of icing looked too delicious to pass on. I found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged the chairs out to sit. These balloons are gonna make it hard to eat. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his still balled up hand that was wrapped around the string. I know the power. In a red candy, in a cherry flavor, of red candy. It's it, it's too powerful. I can't resist. Red's my favorite color and my favorite flavor. Oh my gosh. He opened. You open your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know. After carefully placing your pretzel somewhere wouldn't get sandy, you tucked the balloon dolphin out of Cole's hand and tied it to a delicate bow around his wrist. Cole bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of your knot. After watching his balloon jostle around but remain attached, he smiled satisfied. Can you do it for me? He repeated the ritual. Cole struggled around somewhat with the cast restricting his finger on his one hand and the string already tangled around the other. Got it. The two of you spent a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste on your tongue with a smile as you looked over the ocean. After a time, you finished your pretzel. You were done before Cove. It was boring not to have anything to do. You pulled on the string of your balloon to bring it to your level. Then you held the dolphin in your hands, manipulating it to make it look like it was jumping through the air. Red and blue. Blue also does taste nice. Blue candies too. Like the what's it called? They called airheads, right? The little stick of candy that looks like a tongue. The airheads that has a balloon, right? A red balloon as a mascot. The blue raspberry flavor, so good. I like that. You turned to face towards the beach. It almost looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. A laugh came from your side. When you glanced back at Cove, he had left the remaining part of his pretzel on the wrapper, and he was gripping his dolphin too. My name is Meriwether. He's the Prince of Dolphins. Oh my gosh, I'm about to take a screenshot of this. Wait. This is perfect. Let me see. Wait. I don't know if you remember Lucius Meriwether, one of the people I drew in my drawing stream? And he has like a prince theme. He has like a crown on his head. That's perfect. And it's blue, right? Dolphins are blue. Lucius has blue hair. It's perfect. It seems like a perfect match. My name is Splash. They star in movies. Mine's name is Cherry. She's actually an alien. My name's Stam. They're just a regular dolphin. Let's name him Meriwether. It's perfect. He wears a crown made of seaweed, and all his friends are merfolk. Every now and then, he would make friends with a kid and let them ride on his back. You sighed, wishing you could meet a real dolphin like Meriwether. What's yours? Cove considered the question, placing the balloon against the table and resting his free arm across it in contemplation. It's what allowed pop. The ribbon exploded into the dolphin exploded into ribbons. Mm. Uh. Oh no. For a second, all Cove did was gape in shock, like you. Then his cheeks puffed up, squinting his eyes, and you saw tears start to glisten. Yeah, I did remember this was gonna happen. Oh, poor Cove. You made a joke. You offered to find Alexander. You offered to give Cole your balloon. You didn't say anything. He would be alright. I would either offer to find Alexander or try to give Cole my balloon. Let's try to find Alexander. We could go find the amazing Alexander. He could give you another one. You didn't want to see Cove cry, and that was really all you can think about. You can think to do about it. No. No. Cove stared sadly at what was left of his balloon, his dolphin, tears rolling down his cheeks. He wasn't moving an inch from that spot. You thought that was too bad, not even trying to get another one. But if that's what he wanted to do, you couldn't stop him. Cove spent the rest of the outing sniffling and didn't talk much. The passing of Cole's balloon was the last major event of your adventure. In the end, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. Oh, why did it have to end on that note? That's sad. I wonder if he would have been more receptive to our idea if we were fond of each other rather than indifferent. You separated on the beach. Cause I think in one of the playthroughs I had, we did try to go and find Alexander, but he wasn't anywhere to be found. But I don't think I had indifferent. I think I might have had fond. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home with his brand new sand pail in hand, you decided to sit for a while. You watched the waves and the sunset fiddling with your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been nice, for the most part. Hopefully there wouldn't be any tears next time. Mm, mm. Well, that was the end of shopping, which is sad. Why'd it have to end like that? Okay. Let's do one more before we end the stream. Let's try this, grown up. I'm in the mood to do one more. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of the birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left the two of you, along with Lizzie, to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for her golf class that evening. The three of you had trouble finding some fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt that it was too warm for anything like playing with your fuzzy toy animals. Then suddenly, a light came to Liz's big brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy. Since we're stuck in play outdoors anyways, they're always inside telling everybody they're too busy to play. I said why, and it'll be fun, duh. What do they do inside that we don't? Besides use the phone a lot. Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decides to ignore Cove. Pascal, what do you think? What do you want to do? Cove said it. That doesn't sound fun. I bet we could come up with something else. I don't know. I want to. I bet we could come up with something else. I don't want to play adults. But that's what I'm going to do, and it's not as fun when I play pretend adults by myself. Do you do that a lot? What's it to you? Looking at Lizzie, it seemed Cole felt he could understand where she was coming from, and he sighed. Do you really not want to play, Pascal? It was clear he wanted some way out, but still felt guilty about it. I'll try, but that sounds boring. Okay, okay, I'll stay. Sorry, I have other stuff to do. You kept hesitating. Okay, okay, I'll stay. I'll stay. I hope this is as fun as you promised it'll be. Lizzie looked at you deadly serious. It's the most exciting idea I've had all week. Satisfied that neither of you were about to bet on her, Lizzie thought over her options while you watched. After a few seconds, she clapped her hands together and beamed, apparently having settled on something without asking either of you. I'm going to be a professional golfer. Pascal, you and Cove can be a beach volleyball player, a gymnast, or a tennis player. Why can't we pick anything we want? Because I have a fun idea, that's why. And we have to play sports as adults? Yep. But there's other kinds of sports too. It isn't the same. What do you think, Pascal? Don't those choices sound super cool? You want to be that. You want to be that, huh? I kind of like those. It really doesn't. It sounds like a blast. Isn't there anything else we can be? You nodded. Maybe not. Anything? Isn't there anything else we can be? Liz stomped her foot on the ground. Nope. Come on, just decide already. Knowing Lizzie wouldn't let this go anytime soon, you sighed. Cove was not impressed with Liz's attitude, though he didn't bother talking anymore about it for now. He thought of the list of possibilities: beach volleyball, gymnastics, or tennis. Out of all of them, you preferred to play tennis. Let's play tennis. You remember Mama had a couple of old tennis rackets lying around somewhere, but you forgot where you had seen them last. You could check around the attic for them, although Liz would probably want to let you run off and do that now that she had you here. Yes, that was clearly the top option. Okay, I'm gonna be the tennis player. How about you, Cove? I picked volleyball. Should have known. Okay, okay, so Pascal, you're a famous tennis player, and Cove, you're on a popular beach volleyball team, and Liz's ponytail bobbed when she proudly stretched her arms wide. We're Olympic athletes who just competed in the Olympics. Cove didn't seem at all that impressed with the announcement. He made a face and adjusted his glasses on his nose. That's oddly specific. That's what makes it fun. Anyway. Lizzie marched back and forth in front of both of you, getting lost in her own imagination. I won all gold medals and people are calling me the next Mickey Wright. Who's that? Lizzie stopped on the spot and turned on him with her eyebrows shining with her brown eyes shining with impatience. It doesn't matter if you don't know who she is. It's a golf thing. Who is that? Who did she say? Mickey Wright? I don't know. Yeah, she is a real person. She was an American professional golfer who played on the LPG tour. Oh, she died in 2020. Wow. She died recently. She was how old? 85 years old. You guys won medals too. Cove, your team was bronze, and Pascal, you barely missed out on the gold medal and you got silver. It's more real if we're not all in first place. Girl, silver sucks. I don't want silver. I'm okay with that. Hey, we could do better than silver. Silver's not bad. Nice. You stayed silent. Girl, why you got to be the one to get a gold medal? We got silver and bronze. Hey, we could do better than silver. You pouted at Lizzie, unhappy with the decision. Pascal's right. Lots of people I lose at the Olympics. Them's the breaks. Then you're the one who did, not me. Tell her, Cove, tell her. Lizzie looked taken aback at Cove's declaration. as though the thought of her losing was completely absurd. No way! It wouldn't make any sense. I'm already practicing my golf game. She took a golfing stance to make a point, pretending to swing her club and hit an invisible ball. So what kind of house do you want to live in? Cove hadn't changed his mind about winning, but thinking about where he lived as an adult appealed to him, apparently, because he looked back at Lizzie with some of the anger fading. I'm gonna live at the beach. Lizzie made a face at him, poking out her tongue. That's kind of boring. We already have that. No. No, not like normal houses were here with a street. On it. Right on the sand. By the water. Just like that, all the tension was back. You hadn't even had a chance to choose where you want to live. That's not very fun or smart, Cove. You can't live on a bunch of sand and shells. But I want to, and I will. Cove narrowed his eyes at Lizzie, even though she stood a half a head taller than him. You didn't give out a list of things to pick from this time, so I'm picking that. Why have we been playing pretend if we can't even imagine anything? Jeez, well, I'm gonna live in a mansion far away from here and far away from you. One with an outdoor pool and one to practice my award-winning golfing. How come you were able to? How come you were yelling about mine when your idea is even more impossible? Oh my gosh. Liz's face flushed red, her hands balling into fists at her sides. It's not impossible, and it's better than yours. Disagreements always seemed to crop up when the two of them were together, and you always felt like you were stuck in the middle. But when it came to the topic at hand, this time you thought. Mm, mm, um, I'm, I'm, I'm torn between choosing. I'm tired of y'all. And Cove was right. I don't know if I would prefer to live in a mansion or on the beach. Um, but Cope's right. Like you've been making us choose between a list of options, and now we finally get a chance to choose what we want to get. We should be able to choose what we want to get. Yeah, Cole's idea is good. You shouldn't say yours is the only right one. No one asked for your opinion. Cole granted you a small nod, which was a rare amount of acknowledgement from him. You didn't think it was that big of a deal. You can swim whenever you want if you live on the beach. We can still swim anytime we want from where we live now. Being a little closer doesn't mean anything. Says you. The two of them scowled at each other. You're being so unreasonable. You. I don't get what you want. This game doesn't make any sense. It does. You have to be realistic. I said that. But you're not. You had no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seemed like the two of them would just keep working each other up as long as they could. Nothing you said so far kept them from being mad. Thankfully, like a green card angel, Mom walked into the room. Lizzie rushed over to her, hanging onto the hem of her shirt and poking out her tongue at Cove. Lizzie, Pascal, it's time to get ready to go. Sorry you had to leave already, Cove. Their mommy says she'll walk you home, so you won't be left in the cold. Cove was still glaring at Lizzie, his face flushed red in anger. I can go by myself. But, without giving Mom a chance to stop him, Cove stood up, stalked out of the room, shoulders drawn tight. Okay. Worried, Mom turned to look down at you and Lizzie. You two were playing nice with our new friend, weren't you? You told the truth. She needs to be exposed. She's not being nice. She's not being nice right now. We were playing pretend and things got intense. They were like cats and dogs. Your sister's jaw dropped, looking betrayed as Mom put both hands on her hips. Elizabeth! I told you to be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now. Liz's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown. I know, I tried, but he was... No buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. We're going to apologize to Cope and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight. Liza hung her head, dragging a foot across the ground in front of her. Okay, Mom. Good girl. You caught pieces of Liz talking to herself about how it was his fault, too, but it was over. Oh, all right, we better get a move on. Let's go, kids. Nolani, where did you put our car keys? Mom hustled you all out the door, and you noticed during the car ride to golf practice that Lizzie was quieter than usual. She usually was the first to request which music to listen to in the car, but she didn't say anything. Your parents noticed that she wasn't in the mood to be bothered. They gave her space, and Mama just asked you what you wanted to listen to. You picked your favorite song. It always made the car ride more fun. You chose the soundtrack to a cool movie you saw a couple months ago. You chose a song you knew Lizzie liked. Maybe that would cheer her up. I don't want her to be mad at me, so let's be nice to Lizzie for a little bit. You were happy to see that had brightened her up right away, and she started singing along with you. Soon enough, her bad mood was a thing of the past. When the car ride was over, you spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with the other girls her age. You didn't know much about golf, but you could tell that she really liked it, so you sat with your moms and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretch out your legs to let the last few minutes. There's a lot of L's I had to read. You stretch out your legs to let the last 3 L's in a row. Few minutes of sun warm your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you all got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your moms took the family out to dinner. You went to a restaurant you had all been going to ever since you could remember. The whole afternoon had been a bunch of shouting. You hadn't been able to stop. But you could kind of tell that all this helped Lizzie be less angry. The car ride home was quiet, with only the radio providing an escape from the silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you got to your neighborhood, the more she wiggled in her seat and frowned out the window. She knew what was coming when you all got back home. Clearly she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning onto your street, then reversing into the driveway. Once she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. No one spoke, but only unbuckled their seatbelts, and opened the doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Once everyone was inside and done taking off their shoes, she propped her hands on her hips. Now then, Mr. Holden's car is in the driveway, so he should be back from work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done. Liz didn't complain or put up a fight. Her head ducked, so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded at once. Good. Let's move this to the kitchen. Mom went over to the house phone, and the rest of you following behind her. Mom put a gentle hand on Liz's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched them from the back. This was only happening because you told on Lizzie. You didn't regret it. You felt a little guilty, like you betrayed your sister. You hadn't liked doing it, but you had to. But it was her fault for doing it in the first place. I don't want her to be, in trouble. I don't want her to feel like I don't want her to be in trouble. but she needs to be nice. So being a tattletale didn't feel good, and you wouldn't want someone else to tell your moms everything you did. Still, your mom had asked directly, and you wanted to be a lie even less. The two of you stood around the kitchen in a lopsided square. All eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet. You remember the number of the Cove's house, don't you, honey? Lizzie jerked her head, and another nod, sullen. Without further prompting, she stepped forward and began to dial. Mom reached over and pressed the button on the base. Suddenly, you could hear the phone ringing. She turned on the speaker. The phone rang a couple of times, then stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came through the other end. Evening, Holden residence. Lizzie looked over to Mommy, unsure. She nodded encouragingly. Hi, Mr. Holden. It's, Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove? Lizzie Whitlock? What a surprise! But of course you can say hey to the boy. He sounded cheery as usual, though definitely meant it when he said it was a surprise. You thought hard, and you were sure that your sister had never called Cole's house before. Mom spoke up before Mr. Holden and Lizzie could say anything more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. Nolani, Pascal and I are here too. Good evening. What's hard to bother you so late? You spoke up to say hello too. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Holden. The gang's all here, huh? Is something the matter? His voice grew a little bit concerned. Mama was quick to reassure him. No, well, yes, but everything's gonna be okay. Lizzie and Cove got into a bit of a fight today. We were hoping that the two of them could talk and back up. Is this a good time for you and Cove? A fight? Cove didn't tell me anything about that when I came home. It does explain the funk he's been in tonight. He chuckled lightly. Despite that, it didn't really seem like he thought it was funny. Anyway, it's good that you didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go grab him for you. There was some shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far, because you could still hear him calling out. Cove, there's someone on the phone for you. After a beat of silence, there was more muffled talking from Cove's dad. Come on, bud. Lizzie just called just so she can talk to you. It took a bit back and forth. The conversation seemed one-sided since you couldn't hear Cove properly. Eventually, Cove took the phone from his dad. Hi. I love the way he says that. Hi. Hey, it's Lizzie. Yeah, I know. Dad told me. Cove's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from her though, and Lizzie turned away. I just called to say I'm sorry for not playing nice with you today. I won't do it again. Liz's eyes were downcast, her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cove in front of everyone. She was still being genuine about feeling bad. Cove must have realized that too, because he sighed quietly. I want gold. Liz was momentarily stunned silent by the demand. You can understand why he did it. You want gold too. Alright, you win gold. Okay, I guess I'm sorry too. A sense of relief washed over everyone at the acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms while Mama's shoulders relaxed. Liz's eyebrows raised up. She wondered if she thought he refused the apology. Dad, can I get off the phone now? You couldn't see him, but it was obvious that Cole felt awkward about the situation. He had come off uncomfortable the entire time, really. Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want. Be sure to say goodbye first. Say goodbye first, though. Bye, Lizzie. Bye. With that said, Cove must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holden spoke up. All's well that ends well, they say. Thanks for arranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. His mom replied. Lizzie tugged on Mama's hand to catch her attention. Can I go now, too? Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cove. Mom flashed a brief smile to Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Liz scurried off towards the stairs. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mom and Mommy returned to the phone, taking it off speaker. They continued speaking. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell what it was about. You were glad that was the end of it all. Liz and Cole might not get along, and they probably still won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mom and Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal. With that thought, you retreated to your own room with a spring in your step. And that is the end of that moment. So I said I was gonna do all the moments, but yeah, I still will. So yeah, we'll probably get go through more of the moments. Hopefully, we can finish all the moments of this step in the next stream, so we can see what our code looks like in step 2. I can't wait to do the sleepover one. The sleepover one's real cute. I don't know how it will be since we're different to each other, but I had a fond. I think I had it when I was fond, or I had a crush or something like that. And the sleepover was real cute. I liked it. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream right here now. I hope you enjoyed me and Cole so far and seeing how the game works. There's a lot of choices to choose from. I really like the amount of options you get to choose and stuff like that. Um, on Sunday, I should be able to play the Forest of Drizzling Rain again. I don't think my father wants to see a football game with me, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But I don't think it should be in the evening. I think I should be back by the evening, so we should be able to play it again. And then on Monday, I'll be going back to my university. So I hope that I'll be free. I should be free. School don't start on Monday. I'll just be moving back into my room. I should be able to be free to play my Mia on Monday. So everything next week should be the same. I'm thinking that I'm going to debut on Monday, January 15th, because I have no school because of Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the United States. So it's a federal holiday, so no schools are open. So I have to see how that week's gonna go about. But I think I will have my debut on Monday, and I might still do my Mia stream after that. I might do it after their debut. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank y'all very kindly for coming. Much obliged. And I'm hungry now. I know my parents are cooking dinner, so I'm gonna see what they're cooking in there. And I want to see what my cousin's doing in there in the living room. I don't think they're watching a movie. I think they're watching Spider-Man right now. So I want to see what they're doing. So I'll see y'all probably on Sunday. Thank ya. Oh, I hope the steaks are nice too. I heard you were cooking steaks, so I hope the steaks turn out nice. Okay, they were nice. Okay, just wanted to check. Okay, bye.